This sequence from the historical movie Journey to the Moon strangely came to my mind when I was thinking about social impact. My name is Vitor Simões and I'm coordinator at For Change, a social impact collective. I've been working in monitoring and evaluation as well as impact assessment in both Portugal and Angola. This presentation is brought to you also by Mariana Branco, a social impact and SROI analysis specialist. She will be joining us at the end of this presentation. In the meantime, let's start our journey through impact. Hopefully not to the moon. Our first stop is the impact chain. A given initiative has activities resulting in a number of outputs. These outputs build up to certain changes in people's lives, the outcomes. A portion of those outcomes can finally be attributed to the initiative, after discounting factors such as what would have happened anyway, the contribution of others, or even the duration. Such portion of outcomes is impact. We can therefore define social impact as a measurable change in a population well-being as a direct result of a given project, program, or policy. Achieving impact requires two key changes: a cultural change and a power change. The first change is adopting a culture of integrated impact management. This is done by creating initiatives based on a theory of change. We also achieve this by monitoring the whole implementation, and finally, by evaluating the initiatives with a learning and improvement purpose. The second key change is addressing the power relation between an initiative's funders and its implementators. Let's look deeper into this point. The growing focus on payment by result, prompted by the rise of impact investment, tends to reinforce the power of the financing party rather than the implementing party. Such focus also stresses the importance of projects instead of the organizations carrying them out. This is not good for social impact. We believe that the best way to tackle societal challenges is to support strong organizations working directly with the target beneficiaries. Those organizations are powerful drivers of social change. However, there is frequently a project diktat, which corresponds to a funder diktat, an imposition. This is also not good for social impact. So, my challenge to you now is to consider the following three questions. First question: can monitoring and evaluation center of gravity move from the funder towards the implementing organization and ultimately towards the beneficiaries? Second one: do we need more investment in robust monitoring to enable organizations' understanding of how they facilitate positive outcomes in people's lives? And finally, what is our role as evaluators? Simply neutral service providers or catalysts for increased power to implementing organizations? By now, these three questions should have got you started sending us messages and also preparing for the final discussion. In the meantime, I will present an example on how organizational capacity building can drive social impact. The Social Impact Program. The Social Impact Program is an ecosystem for impact management created by For Change that builds capacity in organizations to enable them to demonstrate and to develop their impact. It's an organizational capacity building process with workshops and mentoring. The program selects annually 10 organizations to receive intensive training and mentoring for social impact assessment. After prototyping the impact analysis of their projects, they get the chance to present them at an international event, including an investors panel. Organizations then join the online social impact community, where they share resources and incorporate an impact-oriented culture. The online community fuels SAMIA, a social impact database. The program also promotes webinars as well as other capacity building and awareness-raising initiatives. The program uses a social return on investment (SROI) framework during its prototyping stage. SROI is a process to comprehend, to measure, and to report the social, environmental, and economic value generated by an organization's given initiative. It's a cost-benefit analysis of the generated social value, comparing an intervention's outcomes with the investments needed to generate those benefits. We chose SROI because it allows us to explore how key aspects of monitoring and evaluation are instrumental to impact management. Getting back to our 3 questions, this is how we think the program is delivering solutions. Regarding the need for focus in implementing organizations, the program's ultimate goal is to provide continued support to the organization, not to a specific project. In relation to the importance of monitoring, the program encourages organizations to adopt systematic monitoring procedures. Finally, on the question of whether evaluators should be neutral or engaged, I believe that by now it is clear where we stand. Some data from the program's 2015 evaluation further highlights its value proposition. The participants' 2 top responses to the question how useful was the program were to improve my professional skills and to improve the organization's capacity. When asked how will they maintain engagement with the program, participants mainly responded attending training and networking events, followed by participating in the SAMIA database and getting counseling and information. We end our journey with some more views from participants.
Os novos modelos de avaliação fazem-nos pensar e, sobretudo, fazem-nos inovar.
Voltei a estudar, de certa forma, retomei os estudos.
E neste momento consigo pensar naquilo que um projeto pode fazer numa determinada pessoa.